over to Vance Cameron for the race call.
Twin B Shadow, A Good Time to Rock, Three Truths, Silver Hill Lightning, Salisbrook Lassie, Desired Treasure, Rock Star Drums, and JK Cowboy. That's the Frontier. The trailer is Jetta Flies. Fourth race on the gate. Top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. The rough and pacing, A Good Time to Rock is leaving out on the rail. Twin B Shadow third into the turn is Three Truths. Desired Treasure fourth. Up the inside, Jetta Flies fifth. Silver Hill Lightning sixth. Salisbrook Lassie is seventh. Then in eighth, around the turn, Rockstar Drums. And trailing ninth is JK Cowboy. So the quarter pole bound. Three Truths cleared the lead. In line to Mark Campbell. Has a 2-length advantage at the opening station. A Good Time to Rock second. In at the rail, Twin B Shadow away third. Jetta Flies fourth. Desired Treasure in fifth. Silver Hill Lightning sixth. Salisbrook Lassie seventh. Then in eighth, Rockstar Drums. The trailer ninth. JK Cowboy 28-3 was the front quarter. Down the stretch, they have the half mile in their sights now. And on the front end, Three Truths will get them halfway home. A Good Time to Rock goes second. Racing from third is Twin B Shadow. Jetta Flies fourth. Up on the outside, fifth. That's Salisbrook Lassie. Sixth on the cones, Desired Treasure. Then it's Silver Hill Lightning racing from seventh. Rockstar Drums is eighth. And continuing to be ninth, JK Cowboy 57-3. Oh, they're sitting up here on the front end. Three Truths is the leader, going to three quarters. A Good Time to Rock, muscles up in the two-hole. Racing from third, that is Jetta Flies. Now Salisbrook Lassie fourth. Fifth is Desired Treasure. Rockstar Drums, JK Cowboy, Silver Hill Lightning. Twin B Shadow packed it in. Three quarters in one. 27-3. Down the home stretch now. Three Truths trying to see it through. A Good Time to Rock, trying to price them all up. Here's the line, and A Good Time to Rock, and Kenny Murphy put a price tag on them here. Second is Three Truths. Jetta Flies third. Time of the mile in 1:58-1.
Here comes the replay from the afternoon's fourth race, and we saw Three Truths go to the front here today. Kurt, congratulations on nailing the exactor in this one.
Yeah, Three Truths used that gate speed. Mark Campbell in the bike. They were rocking and rolling early. 28-3, half 57-3. Big fractions, 127-3 to the three quarters. A Good Time to Rock. He's had to do it from off the pace the last couple of weeks, but as we mentioned in the pre-race, with post 2, he used that to his advantage and got that perfect two-hole ride. Murphy puts him up the passing lane there, down the lane. He gives him the slip and gets the job done here for his second consecutive win. Time of the mile, 58-1. This guy is on his game right now. Three Truths gets the deuce, and the 9, Jetta Flies, beefs up that triactor. 2-3-9 here in race 4 at Red Shores.
A good time to rock arriving at the fourth race winner's circle. Bay Pacing Gelding is 10 by Rock and Roll Hanover. Off the Cam's Card Shark Dam, Annie, you're a card. Owned and trained by Joe Macdonald of Alvin. Kenny Murphy in the driver's seat for the win. The mile 158 and 1. A good time to rock in the fourth. Here's the official results from the fourth race. Twin Bee Shadow ninth, a good time to rock, the race winner. Three Truths was second. Silver Hill Lightning finished eighth. Salisbrook Lassie fourth. Desire Treasure sixth. Rockstar Drums was seventh. J.K. Cowboy finished fifth. Shadow Flies was third. The fractions of 28 and 3, 57 and 3, 127 and 3, and the mile timed in 158 and 1. In review, 912 846 753. A good time to rock paid $440 to win. The Exactor $590, Triactor $73.60, Superfecta was $93.29.
We want to take this opportunity to thank HBIBet.com, Ocean 100, and Hot 1055 for their sponsorship support this season at Red Shores. These include race event sponsorship and bounce back offers to local businesses. Find out how Red Shores advertising can work for you. Contact the Red Shores Racing Division. Over $350 to the winner in the 50-50 right now. Gail is back in the top of the park. Don't forget to get your 50-50 draw tickets. It's presented by the Prince of Rhode Island Standardbird Horse Owners Association.
Well, Race Day Live continues here today, and we want to continue on with information on a new book that's coming out in summer 2021. Actually, with a little luck, with the author, Gary McDougall here, we might get it out in spring of 2021. I know a lot of people are waiting for it. It is Wally Driven to Win, and Gary McDougall, the award-winning author, joins us on the broadcast. Gary, good to see you.
Great to be here, Lee.
Gary, we talked about the amount of interviews. You're closing in on close to 100 interviews, some very interesting people. Why do you think this book would be a good read for people who love harness racing?
What I've tried to capture, because I think Wally Hennessy is a product of Prince of Rhode Island, and what I've tried to capture in the book is a bit of the history and love of horses, some islanders, and not just race horses, but Irish moss horses, work horses. Islanders have a tremendous love of horses historically. I've tried to tap into that, and I've always really been interested in the color that goes on around racetracks. I know a couple of guys I interviewed, Mike O'Brien, Billy Mulligan. They talked about sneaking into the racetrack as kids, because they wanted to see the races, and some of the characters around the barns.
I know you mentioned names like John Campbell and Ron Waples and many others. I really can't wait for the book. But before I let you go on this, and I'm going to give you details, retromedia.ca, and how you can get in on that. But I want to ask you this. Were you surprised, and I know you still have interviews to go, but what surprised you, or what have you learned about Wally or harness racing in general?
Well, I'm an island guy, and everybody on the island seems to think they know a fair bit about harness racing. And I must admit that there's a lot of the minutia of the race game that I didn't really appreciate. A lot of us go to the racetrack and we just sort of stare out at the track and think that's the whole deal. There's a whole layer upon layer that's involved in getting the horses trained and how drivers choose who they're going to drive. And so it's been quite an eye-opener for me.
Gary, it's a pleasure to talk to you today. I'm looking forward to the book, Wally, Driven to Win. The author is Gary McDougall. Get all the details at retromedia.ca and how you can get in.
The fifth race paces and the drivers are on the track. Here's the post parade. Number 1, WHIMS Drop Off, owned by Carson Wilkie of Stratford, trained by Kenneth Wilkie, Miles Heffernan drives. Number 2, WINDSUN Rebel, is owned by Darla J. of Charlottetown and Shelley Wilkie of Stratford, trained by Vaughn Doyle. The drive goes to Mark Bradley. Here comes red, number 3, owned by Michael Collings of Charlottetown, trained by Wade Sorey, Mark Campbell up. Number 4, 10 Mile Beach, owned by Brett LeBlanc of New Waterford and Joel LeBlanc of Victoria Mines, Nova Scotia, trained and driven by Brett LeBlanc. Number 5, Rollwithitharry, is owned by Rollwithitharry Racing of Marshfield, trained by Ron Matheson, driven by GILLES BARRIEAU. Number 6, DISNEYMAN, owned by Gerald Kennedy of Whitburn, Newfoundland, trained by Ronnie Gass, Adam Murner driving. Number 7, Pictonian Storm, owned by Tammy Collings of Hazelbrook, trained by Wade Sorey, Kenny Murphy drives. Number 8 is HARBOURLITE Jerry, owned by Ralph Jardine of Arthur, Ontario. The trainer-driver today is Harold Shepard. Number 9, Woodmere Soul, owned by Jody Lynn Matheson of Charlottetown, trained by Jackie Matheson. Today the drive goes to Gordy Hennessy. Once again, the post-time clock has expired. This is your final call to wager on today's 5th race. Last call at the windows. Ladies and gentlemen, since our last racing program, our industry has lost some members who made significant impacts on our sport. Our condolences to their family and friends. I would ask you to please rise for a moment of silence for the late Norma Kennedy, the late Eric Johnston, the late Mackenzie Mac Smallman, the late Bernard Farrell, the late Peter Buchanan, the late Derek Batten, and the late Wendell Nicholson. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go to the track for the afternoon's fifth race. Exactor, Superfecta, Triactor, Win Place, and Show Wagering. Landing on the 3 in here, Kurt. Here comes Red. Michael Collings of Charlottetown owns. Wade Sorry trains, and Mark Hamill in the bike. 2-race winning streak coming into this one.
That's right, Rock. Here Comes Red's had a pretty good season. A 3-year-old by Articulator out of the Presidential Ball mare, Majestic Ball. And Rocky, funny story, back in 2007 when I was in Ontario, my brother Jason called me and said he bought 2 horses off Ed and Mike Piccone. One was Who's Smiling Now, a nice grin from ear to ear horse, and the other was this Presidential Ball mare, Majestic Ball. Rocky, she was about the size of a Shetland pony, very small mare. I remember getting her ready to go on Ronnie Gass's truck to head to the island. I just couldn't believe how small she was. But she's been a great broodmare for the Collins boys. This Here Comes Red has had a terrific season, over 14,000 in the bank, 11 of 25 in the top 3 with a mark of 58 and 1. And he's reeled off 2 in his last 2 starts. That last one, 59 and 1, a great effort there at the 751 level. So he's jumping up 1 level here. He's got the hot hands of Mark Campbell in the bike. He's my top choice in here, and he is 5-2.
And there's a look at the classy campaigner Pictonian Storm for Tammy Collings of Hazelbrook. Kenny Murphy driving, and Wade Sorry is the trainer also of this one, Kurt.
Pictonian Storm, what a classy veteran this guy is. 38 lifetime wins. He's got 4 wins from 24 starts this season, a mark of 56 and 1. He had that qualifier there, 202, 29 and 2 on the end of it in his latest effort there, but he's been pretty comfortable at that 1151 level, third, 59 and 4, and then up there at the 1901 level, that bottom line there, third, 59 and 4. So he's dropping down the class ladder here to the non-winners of 951 last 5. He is going to be a major threat in here, and he's 2-1.
And there we get a look at the 6, DISNEYMAN for Gerald Kennedy of Whitburn, Newfoundland. 3-year-old by sports writer Adam Murner drives, and Ronnie Gass is the trainer, Kurt.
A good third last time out, basically at this level from post 8, only beaten 2 lengths. Adam Murner was in the bike on that day, 2 minutes 4/5, 29 and 1 on the end of it. He's got another shot at being part of this ticket this week, and he's a good price right now at 5-1.
So they are lining up behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate for the afternoon.